everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads, and welcome to part 2 of my TBR. This one is going to be for the Retro Romance Readathon Summer Vacation Edition, which is from Sunday the 10th through Sunday the 24th, I believe. I got the dates right. But you are also welcome to read your retros anytime you want during the month, because I will probably be doing it. I want to read a lot of them. I have a lot of print books. If I try to do all of them within the 2 weeks, I probably won't get very many done. So I will probably be starting early. I will just let you know that, so you feel free to start early if you want to too. But I do know some people like month-long ones and some people like shorter readathons, so I thought I would, just make a short one this go around, since it's kind of like summer vacation, but then let people do what they want. So we have some prompts, and the first prompt is published in June, July, or August, and so I found An English Alliance by Don Lindsay. It's a Signet Regency romance. And this one, I think it was August. Yeah, August of 1995. So there's that one. And it says, A War with Love. Proud and beautiful Sorcha, not sure exactly how to say that, Mackenzie had been taught by her Scotch father to hate the British with all her heart. That deep dislike flamed into fury when English troops invaded her family's new homeland in America and burned the nation's capital in the War of 1812. Thus she should have found it easy to thoroughly despise Charles Osborne, despite his striking good looks and dazzling charm. Not only was he an aristocrat by birth, he was an officer in His Majesty's army by choice. But when this infuriating invader took her into his custody and then into his arms, Sorcha found herself losing her private war of independence as she fought to keep the rising tide of passion from conquering all. So, sounds pretty good to me. And hopefully I can get to this one. I have a big old pile of possibilities. That is the only one that I know that was published in one of those months. The other ones, I don't know, I haven't really looked. And then a beach setting, I have Suspicion by Janice MacDonald. It's a Harlequin super romance. It's number 1157, and got the ocean back there, so I figured where there's an ocean, there's got to be a beach, right? That's what I'm going with. Says 3 months ago, Sam and Diane Lansky boarded their 26-foot yacht and set out for sail to mark their 40th anniversary. Diane never returned. Sam told the sheriff that he'd retired to the cabin for a nap, and when he awoke, Diane had vanished. Journalist Scott Campbell is fascinated with the Catalina Island's biggest story. Had Diana fallen overboard? Had she been unhappy enough to swim away from the yacht? Or even worse, had she decided to end her life? And finally, the most chilling scenario of all, had Dr. Sam Linsky, an impatient and difficult man, somehow gotten rid of his wife? Much as Ava Lansky wants to know what happened to her mother, she's afraid of what Scott may find out. Unlike her twin, who has no reservations about digging up family skeletons. Finally, Ava accepts the fact that nothing in her past is exactly the way she remembers, but her future with Scott promises to be everything she dreamed of. Emotional, exciting, unexpected. That one sounds pretty good too. That is the only one I think I know on here that's has a beach setting. And this one's from 2003. Some of these other ones, once I get into reading them, might have a beach setting, but I'm not sure. And then I had a really hard time with Christmas in July. So I have 3. So I have choices. I have Maria Farella, Christmas Bride. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not really sure how I feel about the whole pregnancy baby thing. But it says, home for the holiday indeed. Somehow Tony has to pretend she and Derek were happily married. How could she tell sweet old Nona that they had split up 2 months ago? And the biggest question, how could she tell Derek she was pregnant? So here she was, stuck in a tiny bed with her soon-to-be ex, trying to find a way to tell him about the baby and trying to resist the man she had never really stopped loving. What she needs was a holiday miracle with the power of love deliver. So there's that. I guess it's not really too bad. I mean, they were like married but separated, so I don't know. And then we have to have a Harlequin intrigue, and I have Christmas Crime Colorado, and it's in large print, which I like. And this one is by Cassie Miles. And it says, all he wanted for Christmas was to protect an innocent woman from being a killer's next victim. Sounds really good to me. And I'm not going to be able to read all of the backs of these, or I'll be here forever. But this one, I just found this one in my aunt's books. Whenever I do my aunt's haul, I haven't put that video up yet. But this one is called Christmas Night. It's by Christina Sky. It sounded really good because it said, from out of the Scottish mist rides a dark figure, a man sworn to protect any woman needing his strength. I just thought that sounded kind of cool, so I was curious. And I know nothing about this besides that. It says a damsel in distress, a knight in shining armor. So, and it's Christmassy, so there we go. And I don't know when this one came out. This is 1998. The Christmas Crime one was from 2009. And this one is from 1996. So here we go. And then I have published while in school. So I'm doing In a Rogue's Arm by Virginia Lynn. This one I talked about last month whenever I did try a chapter. It had a really interesting start to it. I was really curious about it. It really has this like Robin Hood kind of look to it. And everybody voted that I should read this one next, but I never got to it, and so I decided to put it on here because it was published, let's see, in 1993. Yeah, that's what I thought. And so 1993 is when I graduated high school. I know, a long time ago. And so I decided to read this one for that. It says, he was a dangerous outlaw who had sworn to vengeance. She was the pampered niece of his enemy. So I think it sounds really good. And then yellow on the cover. I have several choices for yellow on the cover. Suspicions has yellow on the cover. A couple others have yellow on the cover, I think. Oh yeah. I got a couple of these that have yellow on the cover. So yellow on the cover covered. And, of course, read a category of romance. Got several for that one. And flowers on the cover. Oh, I also used Rogues in Rogue's Arm. Well, I can't speak. In a Rogue's Arm for that one. But there's plenty of other ones on here that has flowers as well. I was just putting some of them down here so I knew I'd have them had the prompts covered at least. And 2010 or older, I'm reading Debbie May Comer's Cedar Cove series. This is number 6, and I also would like to try to get to number 7. It's 6 Rainier Drive and 74 Seaside Avenue. I started this series years ago, and then I didn't finish, and then a couple years ago I started over again, and then I still didn't get it finished. So I am bound and determined to try to get it finished. Hopefully this year we'll see how that goes. But at least get a few of them knocked off. Then character travels or goes on vacation. And I have White Magnolia by Margaret Way on this one. And it says, horrified by her ex-fiance's sudden death, Nicole needs time to heal when her close friend Christine invites her to her family's ranch in Australian outback. Nicole accepts graciously, but her peace is shattered by Quinn Rossiter, brilliant manager of the Rossiter station, complex and difficult. He is a man to be feared. Nicole promised herself to stay away from him, but although she feared him, she was even more afraid of the violent excitement he was able to arouse in her. So, sounds like she's going to be traveling to Australia, so I was going to use that for a character who travels. And then books that are not on any kind of prompt, but could fit for some. I have A Plume of Dust by Win May, and this is a Harlequin romance. I didn't mention what the other numbers were, but this one's 1875. It's from, let's see, I think the 80s maybe, or 1975, so it's from 1975. I'm using this one for the Jaws Readathon that my friend is doing because I needed a book in the 70s, and so I knew there was a reason I had this on here. And so yeah, it says Michelle used the legacy she had received to travel out of South Africa to see her brother and his wife, who had settled on a farm. She certainly wasn't expecting to find a romance, but when she came against Lyle Cunningham, she realized that she was in danger of losing her heart at last. However, Lyle was unpredictable and gave no indications that he was returning her feelings. Also, I needed to put a Lavelle Spencer on here, so I'm going to read The Endearment. I've got an audio for it, and it's got a cute little step back. I tried to find a balance of books that I could do on audiobook and books that I could just read the print, because I do read really slow with print. And so, like the Debbie Maycomer ones, I have audiobooks for. Then I have Mask of Enchantment by Carleen Cross. I just like the sound of this one. It's I have a thing for Scottish, okay? It says, in the Scottish borderlands, she wove a desperate fiction only to discover her heart's dearest dreams, and she is an actress who escapes in governess outfit, and I guess she gets mistaken for being the governess for this guy who has a small child, and kind of bond with the father over the child, and it sounds good. And then I also have The Devil Earl by Deborah Simmons. It says, out of a midnight coach stepped Ravenscar, the perfectly gothic mystery man. And I keep forgetting to like mention like when they come out. This isn't from '96. Let's see. This one was. I just kind of like to know. This one's from '90. And then this one I actually got out of my aunt's books too. And I've heard of this author, Linda Leon Miller. I don't know if I'm saying her middle name right. But it's called One Wish. And it's got really tiny writing. But I found an audiobook for it. It says, she was the only child of a rich and powerful rancher. He's the son of a drunken ne'er-do-well. But when 11-year-old Luke Shardlow rescues 8-year-old Chastity Barnham from drowning, she promised him one wish. Any wish his heart might imagine. And it says 15 years later. So they met each other when they were young, and then 15 years later. It sounds like that could be kind of fun. Also, I have never read Lindsay Sands, and so I thought I would try this one. I found it at the library, and it's A Lady in Disguise. I could get it on audiobook too. I think I'm going to make up 2 small wheels, and that has these books on it. One that has print books or ebooks, and then the other one that has audiobooks, and like spin the wheel and kind of see which one I'm going to read. I am in the middle of one audiobook right now, but for the print book I haven't picked one yet. But yeah, so I just like the title, and it looked, it was appealing. And it was from, let's see, it was from 2002, so still fits the criteria of being in the time frame. And everybody, I've been putting this off and putting this off and putting it off because it's such a hyped one, especially since it's got the TV show. But there's an audiobook, so I just went ahead and picked this one up from the library as well. So I will try Bridgerton for the first time, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I'm pretty sure just about everybody knows what this one is about, so I don't have to really talk too much about it. But yeah, I've been wanting to read it, but then I'm afraid it might not like it because, you know, it's like really hyped, but I will give it a go. And then we'll see. So you will see my first spin on the wheel whenever I start my newest reading blog, and that way I'll start the week out with the print book that I picked off of the spinning wheel, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm sure I'll probably pick out another print book and have two going at the same time. I just thought it would be fun to let the wheel choose and see what I will be reading. We'll see how it goes. I may not like doing the wheel, I don't know, but I thought I'd give it a try. Sarah likes to do them, so I thought I'd give it a try. We'll see. But yeah, that's everything. Has anybody read any of these authors or any of these books? Please let me know what you thought of the authors or the books, and chat down in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.